4 cups today.
At once or spread out?
Spread out up until about 3 p.m.
Weakling.
Okay. Did you get the story I sent you?
I did, but I didn't read it.
Okay. So I wanted to give Baby Bones another shot. This is a story
I did.
that
Yeah, I read that.
I've had in my head for a long time, and we did a version of it like 2, maybe 3 years ago.
I'm not stupid. I know.
Hey, the podcast isn't for you to listen to, you fucking idiot. And
Okay, go on.
you know how this works? When you go out into the world, do you not speak because you're like, I know my thoughts already?
Yes.
So basically this is another shot at it. I did a plot outline which goes in a pretty different direction, but I'm not married to that. I'd like that to just kind of be our fallback for it. So let's allow ourselves to deviate from that as much as possible. The basic premise is that a boy is born and he is an animated skeleton. But we have a few beats that we set up the last time we tried to, flesh out this story. And some of those I think really work, especially, kind of the
Especially
setup.
the parts you said.
Thank you. And well, let's kind of just. Do you have any thoughts up top?
No, I didn't read the outline, so I'm just curious.
Well, do you have your phone with you?
Change. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so I texted it to you. You could have it in front of you.
Wow. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm still scrolling.
All right. Try to keep your head where, relative to where the mic was. All right. Okay, so last time we had expectant parents. So this is a young couple. The wife is pregnant. And I think the idea is that they live in a house near an abandoned house or near an abandoned building. And at some point, some kind of group of cultists move in. So do something with that.
Well, we should get the first part of what we first call it. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet.
Okay.
There it goes. Okay, so we are introduced to the family, and we see how great their life is living what seems to be a solitary existence on this farm, right?
Okay. Well,
Farm?
hey, no, this is a new take on it. So you tell me. Yes, it's like
I
a
actually
farmhouse.
don't remember anything about
You
the
don't
last
have
one,
to. You don't have to remember anything. We're telling a
except
new story.
that what's his name from Dumb and Dumber?
Don't reference the last time we did it.
Well, he's a great actor.
Okay, but
And he was in it.
But that episode's not up anymore, so I don't want to reference it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels
Okay.
is the father. And they're in the farmhouse, and the kids are running outside, and it just seems very beautiful and solitary.
Wait. What kids are running outside? They're expectant parents. The lady is pregnant.
She's pregnant. The kid's
She's running outside.
Yes.
He says, "Get in. That's not safe."
You can't do that. Remember what the doctor said? And she's like,
yeah.
I'm an Olympic sprinter, or
You
was.
know? Yeah.
And so he's like, oh God. So he's kind of running with her, but she's really fast.
Wait, stop. We don't need this running element.
No, it kind of works.
Wait, okay, so
no, it does work because they're running, and he's like, slow down. and he loses her in the cornfield because she's running, and he's like going through, and he's going through, and he opens up the corn, and he sees the abandoned house next door, like the
Wait. So just let me clarify. This is like our protagonist couple, and their initial conflict is she won't stop running around the fucking farm when she's like 9 months pregnant.
yeah.
She has to do laps around the
It
property.
it's like a new age thing, you know. She wants the baby to be an Olympian as well, so they're
No,
like,
I
well, you
don't
need
like this Olympian angle.
come on, a gymnast. What's the difference?
Gymnasts
Anyway,
don't run is a big
okay,
part of the difference. They do flips and stuff.
they have to run to jump on that thing that they do to flip off
You
of.
wouldn't be doing laps around the farm.
Listen, she wants to get in shape. It's like a whole thing with adrenaline. It's like a new age thing. Okay,
Okay.
but this is great because he opens up the corn and sees the building.
He opens up an ear of corn, and where you expect to see kernels, he finds a building.
It's very strange. It's like a weird dream, fever
Uh,
dream.
can I just say, how about instead of this whole sprinting angle, she is just being a little playful and running, and like it's okay. She's not that pregnant. I don't want this person to seem like a nut.
No. Well, she's kind of a new age nut.
I'll tell you what my problem with that is. The people that we're having them set up against are cultists. So we want a contrast there where this is a really like nailed down,
Yeah, but I
like
think
down
that's
to
great. It proves that everyone's in a cult, even if you don't think you are.
you know what? We'll fight about this part later.
Okay.
We'll both just exist in two different realities for this bit.
Two different
She's
ones.
running for some reason, and then he goes chasing after her. He pulls back the corn, and he sees a building he's never saw like just outside their property line. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, because they just moved there, maybe.
They just moved
And
there.
that's another reason for her running. She's like, I need to know the land. She's so new age.
I need to go out at 9 p.m. when I'm 8 months pregnant and
Oh,
run
it's 9
around our
p.m.?
farm so I can know the land.
It's
Yeah,
9 p.m.
wouldn't we want this to be? You want this to be a day scene?
Yeah, I saw her
You
late.
don't have to run to get a lay of the land.
But listen, she's an Olympian.
Is she an Olympian or is she New Age?
Well, she had to retire early because of a meniscus damage.
Okay.
And
And then
now,
she got into this
yes,
holistic
the
healing thing.
healing,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
And now she's like, I'm back, baby. Literally.
But then she chose to get pregnant,
Yep.
which is like not setting her up to return
Yeah.
to,
Well,
to
she's
the,
like, figured, like, listen, it's just 9 months and something will happen at the end.
I don't know what. No one's told me how this type of thing what happens at the end. But I assume
She's going to flesh it out, as you would say.
all right. Again, in my mind, she's not an Olympian. She's not New Age. She is running, which her doctor recommended because she is at the point of pregnancy where that is still acceptable. I don't know when it's okay, not okay to run anymore.
Okay, in my world, she's a gold medalist, recovering from surgery, went to New Age. She's 9.5 months pregnant, and she's sprinting.
9.5 months pregnant. Jesus Christ. She should be sprinting. They should be in the fucking hospital inducing. Was she an
Alright.
elephant?
All right. Two worlds. There we go.
Okay. Now this is where they meet. They discover this building. Uh, is this a building that's never been there before, or are they new to this farm? Did they
They're,
just move into this
they're-
farmhouse?
yeah, because they haven't gone that far yet, you know.
Okay. All right. You'd
Because
think they
he's
would
like,
do.
maybe he's like, I don't know if this is our property. Where are you?
Okay. All right. Fine. We can leave that vague. And there's this building. Tell me about the building.
It's like another farmhouse, but decrepit.
Well, shouldn't there be something kind of interesting looking about it? Like,
Yeah,
this that sucks. This is some like a crazy discovery that we made in the scene. Like,
like an old
um,
church.
it should be something like, yeah. Well, okay. How about it's a house? It's a lone like a lone standing house, but it's obviously lit to hell with candles inside,
Yeah,
and there's no lights on, and I don't know. I mean, oh, maybe there's like, I don't know. I got nothing else. Candles. Fuck. That's all I could do to signal like cultists, but vaguely.
yeah. There's candles, and maybe the car lights are shining on it.
Okay, so like all the people that live there have their wait. Okay, why?
That's how they light the inside better. They pull the car up and they turn the lights on.
Uh huh.
Yeah. No, I'm not loving it.
So it's a strange looking house. It's bright red with a black door. Ooh, devil.
Ooh.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, there's moss all over the roof, and all over. This is moss. It's covered in moss and vines. It's like nature has begun reclaiming it.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
And there's a ton of cats outside, like
Oh.
an ungodly amount of cats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the guy's staring at the house in awe, just like, what the fuck? And he's just like in his own world. And then the wife comes up behind him, huffing and puffing, and we see her come into frame from behind him, and she's like trying to catch her breath. She's like, "What the fuck are they raising cats over there?"
That's good dialogue.
Yeah, because it's a farm situation.
Okay,
She's trying to make a pun.
so where are we doing it? Well, we're trying to get this couple to have some kind of interaction with this cult, or we want this cult to somehow target this couple. How are we going to make that
Oh,
happen? Okay,
yes. Okay, so then they go back home, and then the wife's kind of like, I think she's wearing the pants,
okay,
even though they're spandex shorts.
okay.
She needs to
So the
always
so
be ready to sprint. So then she's like, "All right, let's go back home."
okay. The wife
Um,
says that.
yeah, she's like, "I, I need to make my protein shake. Let's go back to the house."
Okay, you're loving this Olympian angle, but
Yeah,
so I'll let it be.
and she walk. We see her walk because like the camera is now facing him, staring off away, like through the camera almost. Like to the side of it at the house, and we see her walk off back into the corn.
Can I say something? You are making them too interesting.
Really? I thought that was the
Yeah,
point.
they're a vessel to bring our protagonist into the world.
I know, but I'm getting to this. I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So she walks off into the corn, and he's still staring there. And then she says, "What's his name?"
Tim.
Tim. We hear come from the corn, and
Oh,
he's like, "Oh,
okay.
it's
So
coming."
she's
And
mean?
no, she's just very
She's assertive.
assertive. That's the word.
Okay.
And then
And what's his personality like then?
passive.
Okay. All right.
And he's like still staring, and he's like, "Coming, honey." And he's like,
What
his head won't stop looking, and his body's moving, and he goes back. He goes into the corn. Now they're in the house.
I'm trusting that this
It's
like very
again,
clear
yes, I'm getting to.
relational. Okay.
We're going to be encountering the other people in just a second.
Okay.
So now we're in the house, and we're getting like a pan of the kitchen, and it's like got fucking weird shit everywhere. Everything's in jars. You know how these people are.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Everything's in
Th-
jars. There's just powders, and there's like herbal plants. You can pick leaves off right on the fucking counter, and then we hear the blender, and she's just making this crazy concoction.
Do you hate this lady?
she's kind of part of me. I love her.
Okay.
All
I
right.
just
You know I make shakes.
okay. All right. Yes.
So then he she's doing that, and he comes in with the blueprints of the property, uh the property map.
Hmm.
And he's like, I just can't believe the realtor didn't mention anything about the neighbors and where the property line ends. I'm so I like, how come I didn't even think to ask? And she's like,
It's
what?
like the fucking main. It's impossible.
And
When
she's
you
like,
buy a
what?
house, things are very clear about
Well, it's just a
what you're buying.
large land.
Okay,
And
all right. There's some kinds of vagueness.
yeah. And
Yeah.
he's talking to her and she can't hear him. And she's like, what? And he says it again. And she's like, what? He goes, turn the blender down.
Okay. All right.
And then so she stops it and she goes, what? And he goes, I just don't remember ever mentioning neighbors being that close. Remember they said they were the closest people were like a mile away?
Yeah.
That's the reason we bought this place.
Hmm.
And she goes, I'm sure it's fine. Maybe they're just visit maybe they're just I don't know.
You know what? Can I just say?
Hold on.
Can I say one thing? I sent you a plot outline, and we're 20 minutes in and have not introduced our main character. So I'm just gonna let you take this wherever the fuck you want.
Okay, I'm getting to them, and then we're gonna go right on board on the script.
Okay.
And then they hear like crash and a bang coming from coming from the maybe the living room.
Hmm.
And they're like, what the fuck? And so then they run in to the living room, and well, I guess it's a farmhouse, so they call it the den. What?
I don't think that's a thing. I think it's still a living room if
Oh.
you live in a farmhouse.
I used to know people, they would call it the den, and then they would say, supper's ready. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Supper's a different meal.
Supper is dinner.
I thought that too, but let's go on.
Really? All right. We'll talk later about this. So then they go in and and the fucking, what's the wife's name?
Um,
Clarence.
how about Marcia?
Marsha. Okay. Marsha's like, she's got protein drink all over her lips. She got a protein mustache. And
I don't like that.
what?
I don't like you saying protein mustache.
I got it. All right. It's not that.
All right.
Is that a thing? Is that what the
Well,
kids say in the back of the bus? You got a protein mustache. um. So they see, he's like, "What the hell was that?" And they see that one of the vases from the mantle is broken. They're like, "Oh no!"
oh, you say vase, huh?
Oh, it's a vase,
I would say vase, but I'm not from
a
the
farmhouse.
Queen's Palace.
Wait, vase? I feel like vase is more
No.
exotic.
Hard A. Oh, I don't know. Well, let's go. Let's keep going.
We'll also discuss that later with the den.
Yeah.
And then he goes over to pick it up, and as he's picking it up, he sees something in the fireplace,
Okay.
and he's like, and now we get like the little foreboding music, and he's going to go in to like see what it is.
Can you
And as
not
he's-
don't whisper so much?
Oh, it's intense though.
I know it's intense, but I have to fuck with the levels.
Kind of scared. And as he's going in to see what this is, we see a little bit of eye glare, and all of a sudden, and a
Oh my
cat
God.
jumps out.
Oh,
and
the
jumps out
fire?
of the
It's
fire.
on fire?
No, it's out of. It's the old. It's just it's like a not in use fireplace.
Oh, but maybe it should be on fire.
No. That's too much
Okay.
yet. And he's like, Jesus Christ. And she's like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden, another cat jumps out from like the corner of the room
Yeah.
and is jumping around. And there's another cat, and there's like 3 cats. They're like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, we're outside now. We see them chasing them out. and they're like shooing them out of the front door onto the porch, and then we see the front. We get like a wide shot of the front porch, and there's cats everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, Jesus Christ! And she's like, Tim, you better go over there and tell them that they need to get these goddamn cats out of our goddamn house. You know I'm
Oh,
allergic.
yeah.
And he's like, oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. All right.
Okay, and that's not his personality.
No, no, no. He's very timid.
Yeah.
Timid
Okay.
Tim.
All right.
And she's like, or do you want me to do it, Timid Tim?
Why? So you're making her very mean.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe she is. Why can't she be mean?
I mean, I guess. All right, fine. She's mean.
So then he
It's just in my head, they were not going to be such fleshed out characters at all.
yeah.
But go on.
Do you think he should catch all the cats and put them in a box?
I thought you wanted him to go talk to the neighbors.
Yeah. Okay. So he's just gonna say like, "Hey, yeah." So he like now he's like he goes through the cornfield again. We see him like going through the corn and then coming out, and then he sees the house down below, and he's like takes a deep breath. He's like, "All right."
Oh, maybe as he's walking through the corn maze, like we keep we're at POV, but then we keep looking down, and there's just constantly cats
Yeah.
walking like between his legs towards his house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like he's like a river of cats.
Yeah.
Ugh, like nightmare. He goes. He sees the house down below, and he's like, takes a deep breath. He's like, we can sense that he does not want to do this. And he kind of looks back, and he's like, all right. And he goes forward towards the house, and now he's he's walking towards the house, and there's still cats everywhere. And then he goes up on the porch, and it's creaky, like, and the cats are. And then we get like this slow
Oh
pan.
yeah, the whole like underneath the floorboards, it's obviously like filled to the brim with living cats.
Yeah, you know that shot, and what's that? Rob, you know that movie was. It's like an old movie with the wolves that we watched.
Oh,
The girl.
Company of Wolves.
Yeah, you know that there's like that one shot when it's like slowly panning the woods and you see eyes everywhere,
Yeah.
and like the wolves are just like sitting on rocks and behind trees staring at her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but they're on the cats are on the porch, you know, and they're
Okay,
all just
yeah.
like, who is this intruder? And he just feels like eyes on him everywhere. So then he knocks on the door, and then now can we like use your part of the script?
Well, we're about halfway through our time, so I think maybe we're gonna go in a different direction.
Okay.
He knocks on the door, and I think a hooded figure that you cannot see the face of answers. You can't see the face, and the hands are gloved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I love the
and
gloved hand.
they're in like a purple. They're in basically like a sweatsuit, but like it's got a big fucking hood on it. Big purple sweatsuit, and it's holding a candle. And what does he say to it? This figure.
Hi. Are you the owner of the cats? The cats?
And it says meow meowby.
Meowby. Oh, come on.
Sorry, what does it say?
It says he didn't
Or
say anything.
what do they say?
He just moves aside and
Okay.
like gestures for him to come in.
Oh, the guy would not just go in, right? He'd be like, "No, I actually just
Actually,
need
I
you-
just wanted
need you to come get your cats."
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in the farmhouse up top.
But the hooded figure
new.
is being insistent, and this guy is not really good at asserting himself, so he ends up going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they this hooded figure takes the guy into the living room, and it's actually pretty nice inside, but it's very old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a ton of cats inside, but there's a lot of cat hair everywhere, and he notices that,
Ugh.
and he's like a little grossed out by that. And they they sit him down and give him a hand gesture that is kind of like I'll
Okay,
be right
careful with that.
back. And he's like, okay, but listen, I really just need you to come get your cats. And then
My wife is very is highly very very highly allergic.
and the figure gives him a hand gesture again, like just one moment. The figure returns with a bowl on a saucer and hands it to him. And he looks at takes it and his hands are shaking. He looks at it and it's full of milk. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not thirsty. I really just need you to come take the cats back. I really have to insist. And the figure takes the bowl and takes Tim's hands and makes him drink of the milk.
Ooh,
And now he's got a milk mustache.
protein
and
mustache, please.
and the hooded figure takes its gloved finger and wipes it away. And he goes, "Now listen, I know these are your cats. You need to come and get them out of my house, or I'm going to call the police." And he stands up, and the hooded figure sits him down. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. He realizes I'm in deep shit, and
My wife's gonna kill me.
he sits and he thinks, and he's like, you know what? I'm in a dangerous position, and like, I can't really like he tries to calm himself, and you can kind of see his face like, no, this is not the time to be calm. And he stands up. He's like, listen, I'm leaving and I'm coming back with the police. And the hooded figure grabs him by the shirt, and then he grabs the hooded figure's hood, pulls it back, and what do we see? A giant fucking cat's head, like a kitten's head, with its mouth wide open, going.
Okay.
um,
Wait, is this baby bones?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Take it from there.
Should he wake up?
No.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Maybe
Oh
the cat should just bite his head off.
yes.
Yeah. So
No, it bites his nose off.
it bites his whole nose off?
Yeah. And now
Okay.
he's like, ah, and he's stumbling backwards, and he's
Yeah.
like got no nose, and it's like we can see like this. It's like really cool effect. It's like all practical effect. We see like this inside and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's falling, and his soldier is just slowly walking towards him.
Wait, did you say hooded soldier?
Figure.
Yeah, okay. I kind of just think of all cats as being part of the army of the night.
Yes. So then he's slow, and he's like crab. What's it? Just what's called
Crab walking.
No, crab walking is sideways, isn't it? Okay, he's just crab walking backwards on the floor
Yeah.
because he's injured. And the hooded figure stops.
Well, it's not a hooded figure. At this point, we call
Oh, yeah.
it the cat head.
Yeah, the cat head guy. And then he stops, and he's like, "Why are you doing this? No, please help! Help! I'm really
Why would you
badly
say,
injured."
why are you doing this? That would be the last thought. My
Please.
first thought would be like, why are you a cat?
He's like, I don't understand. Please. And all the cats gather, and they all attack him.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they start eating him on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now we see the hooded figure, and we just see its silhouette. It puts its hood back on, and it exits the door and walks through the cornfield.
Well, no, we cut.
Wait. I'm going someplace with this.
Okay.
Walks through the cornfield, walks up into the house. The woman is now lying on the floor in labor,
Yes.
surrounded
I
by
was gonna say this.
cats. And she looks, and is she in horror or no? He comes and he touches her face gently, and she gives one last push, and a kitten comes out.
And she knew this was happening.
Exactly. No, this is her lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Do you want to do baby bones?
Do you want? Okay. All right.
No, you need to start it because then I'll go crazy.
No, it's fine. You can go crazy again. Okay. Next story, baby bones. Okay, another couple also pregnant because that's the only way for this to start. Um, Jesus, it's the same setup. I don't want to do that.
Well,
Um,
just change it.
let's try to retell the Never Touchers really quick. No, I don't want to do that in a half hour.
Yeah.
Do you think we could?
I don't remember how it starts, so I guess it would all be freestyle.
Ah, jeez. What can we do with this time? Let's do Never Touchers. Okay, so this kid is born with a
Look at me. Look me in the eye, boy. You got to reverse.
I don't want to do Never Touchers. I don't think we have the time for it.
No, no, it's a classic. Go listen to the old episode.
Okay, let's
It ends the best ending ever.
Jerry, just give me a new story. Get us started.
Well, I really wanted to talk about the super.
Tell me about the super.
Okay, so this guy, he he gets hired as a super of a building, and he
What's his
moves
name?
in. Um, Jones.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. So he moves into this building, and he it's great. It's beautiful. He's got like 15-foot ceilings. It's like kind of gothic Georgian looking building. And there's exposed brick, and it's just great. He's like, oh my god, this is like my dream. Like, I'm living in this building. I don't pay rent, and I just have to maintain it. This is like the best gig ever. How did I get this job?
How did he get this job?
A friend of a friend.
Okay, so we don't want to
Maybe.
add an element there. That seems like, obviously that's not he. The idea of being a super seems very novel to him. So obviously, this is not what he usually does. So like, what's his life like usually? What does he usually do today? Today? Maybe he should be like a DJ or something.
Yeah, he was a drifter. He was like going from job to job. Like,
A drifter goes from town to town.
I meant drifter as in jobs, a job drifter.
A job drifter. Okay.
Yeah, he's like,
Job Drifter Jones.
yes.
That'll be the name of the film.
And he's like, oh, maybe he's complaining to one of his friends. She's like a kind of like a weird, like gothy girl. They're at the diner where you can still smoke, and she's smoking a cigarette. And he's like, God damn, like I
So
love
this is the
DJing.
90s.
Yeah, he's like, I love DJing,
Okay.
but like,
I
I'm
love
just,
I love electronica.
I love electronica. It's just like, like I'm just always up at night. I don't sleep during the day. I sleep during the day. I'm not getting paid that well. I'm almost 40. Like, the party is going to end soon, don't you think? And she's like,
I think in the 90s, no one was doing that almost 40. He should be like, I'm almost 25.
okay, whatever. He's like, I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't know. He's been partying his whole life.
I don't know. I was just watching that movie Singles.
Never
And
saw
like, the girl in it is like, I'm going to be 22. The party's over.
that. That's like where the party started for me.
Um, well, go on.
And she's like, sleep during the day, up all night. That's my life. You're explaining my life.
You're talking to me about me. You're telling my life to me.
Like, I already know my life. He's
He
like,
goes, no,
listen,
I'm talking about me. We have similar lives. You're getting confused.
we're good friends. We hang out all the time. And she's like, listen, if the party's over, then you might as well just go back home to where you came from, that little town in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And he's like, I know. Like, I don't want to give up. And then she's like, what kind of job are you looking for? And he's like, I don't know. Like, at this point, anything different, exciting, where I can make money, save money, and then maybe move to the next point in my life.
Okay.
And
All right.
she's like, oh, like, kind of like stoned acting, and then all of a sudden she gets a hint of like
An
awakeness in her
idea.
eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she moves. She like, puts a cigarette out. We get a close up of her cigarette being put out really harshly, and she goes blowing out her last hit. You know, I overheard my friend at my other job talking the other day, and they mentioned something about this really cool gothic building where the super just passed away, and they're having trouble finding someone to fill the spot.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "That's usually like an old man job." And she's like, "Hey, like,
Is it?
I don't know."
Aren't you a super?
Listen, this is not about me.
Okay. It sounds like it is. But go
um,
on.
and she's like, "I don't know. Like, do you want me to ask her? Not." He's like, "Oh, sure. I mean, what the hell do I have to lose?" Like,
Oh, okay. This is too much dialogue. We don't have this much time. You set it up. She
that,
goes and
yeah.
asks.
And he
Yeah.
says, and all of a sudden he's at home, and he gets a phone call,
Okay. Yes. Yes.
and the guy's like, "Is this Richard?" He's like,
Okay.
"No." He goes, "Oh, sorry, wrong number." And he hangs up, and then the phone rings again, and there's like a girl. She's like, "Hey, is Jones there?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "Oh, what was the friend's name? Beth."
Yeah. Sure.
Bethany gave me your number. She said that you were interested in the position at
The superposition.
the superposition. He's like, "Superposition? Oh yeah, the superposition."
That's a good title.
Yeah, the superposition.
The superposition.
Protein mustache.
Yeah.
Um, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, for sure." She's like, "Great. Meet me at this address." She says the address. "Tomorrow around 1, does that work?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm open all day. Sounds great." She's like, "Okay, bye." And she clicks. And then he's like, "Oh." And then
You're
it's
spending too much time on the and these like reaction shots.
hey, not everything in a movie is dialogue. It's a lot of with the faces and the hands. Anyway,
Okay, I hear.
so then he he goes to the address, and he's just baffled by the beauty of this building.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees this beautiful woman, blonde, in like a white uh, business suit.
Okay.
Well, like a female thing, you know.
Sure. You mean a
She's
woman?
wearing a female thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It kind of looks like she's going to the horse races. You know that big
I
thing?
think you're trying to say she's wearing a pantsuit.
Yes, the pants
Okay.
suit. And she's like, "Hey, Jones. Hi, it's me, Clarla." And he goes,
Okay.
"Hey, Clarla." He goes, "Nice to meet you." And she's like, "So this is the building. Here's the key."
Mhm.
She just like,
Can you just tell me what the fuck happens in this movie?
this is
I don't need another one of these
Dude.
conversations.
the story I have in my head is going to take 3 hours for me to tell.
Tell me the fucking beats, and we'll flesh it out in a further
Oh yeah, so
episode.
earlier we were saying about an hour ago, we were like, he moves
All right,
in.
so to expedite this, let's do a flashback.
So
I want to tell you about this character's childhood.
so then, now we're back, and he's like, "Oh, this is crazy, the huge ceilings, blah blah blah, exposed brick, blah blah blah." And then he's like, "I am the luckiest goddamn person in the world."
Mm-hmm.
And then he like just like puts his stuff down, and he like sits there just like wallowing. And then you hear,
Wallowing in the pleasure.
yes, the
Yeah.
pure pleasure of existence. And he's sitting there, and he's just like about to like go to sleep when he hears like
Oh,
banging on the wall,
yeah.
and he's like, "What the fuck?" And it's just like children screaming and crying,
Mm-hmm.
and people yelling and screaming, and
Okay.
it's like really loud. It's like I thought these were brick walls.
Yeah.
So then he's like, "All right, just well, I guess I gotta change my bedroom to the other side of the room now, the other side of the apartment."
Okay.
So then we have a montage of him moving everything.
Do you know where this story is going?
I mean, do you want me just to say like all the points?
I want to get let's just I kind of just want to know like but something between what you're doing and that.
I don't know how to because this is because it's not really in my head yet.
Because so the only
Like I
parts.
know the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Okay, well, we're at the beginning. What's the middle?
Well, the middle is that he starts to realize that like everyone in the building is fucking annoying as shit and crazy. Like
Yeah.
there's the loud ass people downstairs that don't stop fighting that he can hear through the floors. There's a woman with the children next door that are just constantly screaming. And he he gets a call to go fix something in some woman's apartment. And she's just the rudest fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, "Oh my god, like no wonder the super killed himself." Did he kill himself? I don't know.
I don't know. You just made that up. You're just telling me that now.
So he's like, no wonder the super is dead. Probably killed himself.
Uh-huh.
He's like, these fucking people are all insane. And then he tries. Make him so crazy because like it doesn't stop. That he's like,
Maybe the last super got executed
by the state.
for killing for killing one of the neighbors.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a murder suicide, baby.
Well, no, you don't get executed for a suicide.
They do crazy things nowadays.
Not in Cincinnati.
Hang him anyway. Yeah. So then So then he's on the internet trying to like, he's got like noise canceling headphones. He's got earplugs in. He comes across the article about
Yes.
the execution and everything.
Yes, the murder and the execution.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh my god, they drove him crazy.
Don't whisper so much.
They're trying to drive me crazy too."
Yeah.
And just as it's like getting intense, like he's reading all this, we hear boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
And some people downstairs are really going at it.
Okay. All right. Yes.
And he's like, "I've got to do something about this."
Mm-hmm.
So then he tries. I think it's got to be like a drawn out like whole quarter of the movie where he does things to try to kill them.
So wait. To avoid being driven crazy and killing them, he decides I have to kill them before they drive me crazy.
Before they try to kill me.
So that he has to get driven crazy.
Well, he doesn't know he is already. I mean, if you're plotting to kill someone, you're crazy.
So, okay. Wait. So why is he plotting to kill them? He read that the last guy was driven to the point of killing them, and now he's trying to avoid that. And in order to, but then in finding that out, perhaps he discovers that the last guy wasn't driven out of his mind. He was actually just trying to protect himself because he starts reading the guy's journal. He finds it built under the floorboards,
floor.
And he starts explaining how all of the neighbors are trying to kill him.
Yeah, it's like day 1, blah, blah, day 2, and it's like week 4, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah. And then he starts noticing similar things happening to him. Like he goes to brush his teeth, but his toothbrush has been whittled down into like a shiv, and he
Yeah,
accidentally stabs
and he
himself in the
looks in the
gums.
diary. He's like, the diary says day 87. I know I've locked all the doors and all windows, yet somehow they're still getting in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And then the last entry is day 99. I have to get to them before they get to me.
But why wouldn't he just quit and move back to
Because
Cincinnati?
because he doesn't pay rent.
That's not a good enough reason.
And he doesn't want to lose. It's a battle. Come on.
Okay,
You know
so
battles.
we have to set that up too. That it's important. That there's like a
Well,
pride element.
like inside the diary says like I'm not losing this battle. It literally just says that.
And then this guy looks at the diary and says, "Me neither."
He goes,
That that's just a
"Yes."
lot to swallow.
Dude, no, he puts the guy like this guy becomes his mentor.
Okay.
You
Oh,
know,
he learned. Yes.
like
Yeah.
the diary is like his Bible now, and on his mantle, like he has a picture of the guy. You know, because he finds like
Okay.
a
Yeah.
picture of him.
So he's
He's like,
becoming pretty unglued.
yeah, he's like worshiping the wisdom of this man, and he wants to like finish the mission.
So yeah, maybe in addition to talking about like how he's being like persecuted by the tenants, he's also putting in all of these like little bits of wisdom about being a super and like almost making there's almost like a philosophy
Yes,
of being a super that's built into it and about how ultimately like part of the maintenance of a building is exterminating like
the pests,
dangerous tenants and but he also draws the conclusion all tenants are potentially dangerous,
hmm hmm
so now we have a super
it kind of gets
who
like Confucius-y because he's like, "You will never know the mind of another man, but do you even know the mind of your own man?"
okay.
And
Do you know the mind of your own man?
and he's like, "Yes, this is great. I think I might not get it."
um so he is inspired by this paranoid super who developed this whole like philosophy, the semi-mystical philosophy about like the nature of being a super. He is inspired to begin killing tenants.
Yeah.
All right.
and and
That's a hard journey to show.
but no, but now he's like plotting. We see him like
Okay.
buying like rat poison and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
because one night he's sitting like now he's like really like we can see like he's like tense and he's sitting there watching TV in the dark and just the glow of the TV's on his face. But we know all he's thinking about is like this plot he's thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie he's watching is I don't know which one it is, but it's a Bruce Lee movie where he goes to kill this guy, these guys who are like keeping guard and they're sleeping. One's snoring with his mouth open, and Bruce Lee fucking sneaks in on the roof and like looks through the hole like in the roof, and he puts a string down where the guy's mouth is, and now the string's hanging over the guy's mouth, and Bruce Lee fucking puts poison
Mm-hmm.
onto the string, and then the poison is now going down the string and dripping into his mouth. And then
Yeah,
he
while you were
pull,
sleeping.
that's the name of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So it's just about that one scene.
Yeah.
The whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And then he pulls a string up, and then the guy like "Wah!" and it drops dead like in like
Mhm.
some 1970s glorious 1 second death.
They actually do that scene in Gross Point Blank. Gross Point Blank.
Really?
Yeah.
Which part? I've seen the movie a million times.
Like the opening where they're showing you John Cusack at like working as a hitman.
Did I just put Bruce Lee's face on John Cusack?
They
No,
don't look that different if you think about it.
that's definitely a Bruce Lee film.
No, I
Anyway,
think that yeah, okay.
they used it. So then he's like, yes. So then we see him go out and buy like all the poisons, like the rat poison and everything. And as he's buying the rat poison, he sees Beth inside the grocery store.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, Jonesy.
That's not how she was before.
It wasn't?
No.
She's like, Jones.
Okay.
That's the Beth we know, Jerry. And she's like, where have you been? She's like, you haven't been to any of the parties. She's like, did you get the job? Like, you don't fucking tell me anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, no, yeah, I have the job and I moved in. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to tell you and
I've just
thank
been
you.
reading this book by this guy, and it's really changing the way I'm thinking about stuff. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And
Yeah.
he's like, I never took my old jobs seriously, but like being a super is really important, and like,
She's like, and she looks down to in his cart, and she's like, well, it can't be that nice of a building. What's with all the rat poison?
and he's like, "Don't worry about that. I'm gonna take care of it. That's what this is about."
He's like, it's just protocol for supers. I don't know. It was in the book, the super
Oh, I
book.
liked my line.
What was it?
But
I didn't
fuck
pay
me.
attention.
Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. I don't matter.
And he's like, listen, I'm so sorry. I have a bunch of stuff to do at the building and it's taking up all my time. I gotta go. And she's like, Jesus Christ. And now like he's like running down the
Yeah,
aisle with the cart. And she's like, you're fucking changed.
yeah. And we see his face, and he has changed.
Yeah.
He looks like a goon now.
Yeah. He's slowly becoming a crab.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then we see him back at the house and he throws all the poison down on the table and he's got the string, he's got the poison, and he's like, so we see him like put the poison in a pot with water.
Oh, can you hold on 1 second? Okay, so he's turning into a crab.
Yeah, like crab like he's like, oh, like he hasn't slept, he's got like, he just looks crazy, you know.
Okay.
And well, no, now he's at the house, he's put the poison in the pot, he's put the water in, and now he's putting the string in the, wait, no, that wasn't the plan. He's just making the poison and he has a string, and he's like, now he's like dressed all in, he comes out of the room dressed all in black, and he's like, he's talking to the picture on the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, tonight's the night. I'm going to get revenge for us.
Okay.
He's like, these people are not going to beat us. And should the picture say something back to him?
Do you want that to happen?
I don't know if it's too kitschy.
This is a very strange story. But maybe he talks back to himself in the like he does the voice for the picture, like Norman Bates would do the voice for the mother, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just heard screaming coming from.
But he does like a gruff voice. He's like, "You're doing the right thing, Jonesy.
He's like,
You're
don't
being
let
a
him
good
get.
super.
Yeah, don't let him get the best of you. Don't let him get the best of you. And
This
remember
was-
to clean the vents at the downstairs because they get backed up with all the lint.
This is the sacred duty of a super."
He's like, this building is ours. It's not theirs.
Yeah.
He's like, yes. And now he's like, "Shh." And he like, and now he's up inside the attic
Yeah. Okay.
and he's crawling around,
Mhm.
and there's fucking rats and shit.
Oh, that seems like something he should take care of.
He hasn't been in his state of like, he hasn't been thinking about anything else.
Okay.
And and now he's like over the neighbor next to him's apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and he sees her sleeping.
Oh no.
Yeah. and he lowers the string,
Mm-hmm.
and now he takes out the liquid,
Mm-hmm.
and he's about to put it on,
Yeah.
and then he goes to put it on, and just right as he's about to do it, he gets bit by a rat.
Can I can I take it in a different direction?
Okay.
So he drips the poison down, and it's slowly going down the string towards her open mouth. And just a few inches before it gets there, her eyes open.
Yeah.
She bats it away, pulls a blowgun out from behind the pillow, and shoots him with a poison dart.
um.
Yeah. He falls
Oh,
from
well,
the
he's like,
ceiling.
ah! He moves around. He falls off the rafter onto the sheetrock, and he
Yeah.
falls through the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
And
and then and then she drags his corpse out into the hallway where all the other tenants are standing.
oh, we're ending it here.
No, we're not. He opens his eyes. He's tied up in the basement.
Yes.
And they go, "You think we were going to let you do it again? You
You,
think we
we're
were
gonna
going
let
to
you
let it
boss us
happen?
around. This is our
Did you
building.
think we were going to let this happen again?
Yeah.
Because their previous neighbor was killed by their previous super, remember?
Yeah. She goes.
And he goes, what was the old super's name? Roy?
Yes. Sure.
He goes, Roy knew what you were. He knew the nature of you. And they go, Roy was a murderer, a psychopath, just like you, just like all supers.
And you're going to die just like all supers.
And he goes, well, who will fix you? Who will fix your stoves? Who will kill your rats? Who will fix your garage doors if you kill all the supers?
And she goes, we don't have garages in this old building, you idiot. Kill him.
Well, no, but wait. So he basically, this is something that this building has figured out, that all supers are end up being possessed by this thought process
Yeah.
where they have to kill all the tenants.
Yeah, because they
And
seem to be annoyed by every little thing.
yeah. And
Wait, so are the neighbors good?
the neighbors are one neighbor figured this out and informed everybody, and he goes, nobody's ever looked at the statistics before, but I don't fucking know. This
Wait a
story
minute.
makes no fucking sense. Please
It
take
does.
okay.
And they're like, you're never going to own this building. You're never going to be in charge of this building. We govern ourselves. And he's like, what are you going to do? She's
Why
like,
are they like this?
because they don't like to be bossed around. They want to live their lives the
But
way they
like,
live.
these are just normal people. Like, how? It
Because it's
seems like we
maybe a
should be
cult.
following them. like, they seem like they've been on way more of a journey than he has. Unless there's something about them, unless they're not just regular tenants.
No, they're a cult.
Okay.
They worship the building.
So he's in a cult, and they're in a cult.
He was in a cult?
Well, he remember he kind of treats the old super as like his.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Everyone's in a cult. Remember, it's like the same theme from the last movie. That's the
Was
theme
that
of
the
tonight,
theme?
baby.
The theme of the last movie was
Don't run when you're pregnant. Yeah. Um. Listen. Oh, so also another tidbit. He's in this room tied to the chair, and around him are all newspaper article clippings about how the previous supers to this building killed themselves.
oh
And they're like,
no, they were he was executed. Remember?
I know, but there has been previous ones before him, and that's why they're pissed, because they're like, it was supposed to look like a suicide, but he took it too far.
Okay.
And then they're like, but we're not gonna mess up with you. Yours gonna look like a suicide. And so then he tries.
This is silly.
He tries
Okay.
to escape, and he, he kind of does. And then he has the rope that they tied him to. He like breaks it free, but it's still around one hand.
Uh huh.
And he's like, he runs, he like pushes them over, and he runs out of the room. And now he's like out on the window on the side of the building, and he's climbing. And the rope gets stuck to something inside. It's like wrapped around like a piece of furniture or something. And he's like, ugh. He's like, they're like, what are you doing? Get in here. And he's like, you fucking people are sick. You're sick. He goes, I'm going to tell everyone. He's like, they're like, get him quick before he gets away. And he's going and then he slips. And then the rope that's still around his hand gets around his neck. And he fucking hangs himself. And now he's swinging on the outside of the building with his hand like, oh.
This is one of the worst stories.
What? This is amazing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me.
We have a few minutes left. Can we take another shot at this?
And then and then everyone's gathered outside, all the news reporters and the police, and they're like, they're taking pictures and shit. And
What the fuck? That's so fucked up. Why would they do that?
Yeah, but I don't know, tabloids. And because everyone's like, what is this? This is crazy. And then we hear two old women in the crowd being like, I heard all the supers went this way. Don't you remember the last 7? And she's like, oh, Betty, you're such a gossiper. I love these two women.
So I want to, Jesus.
And then the
Christ.
credits roll as they pull his body down.
I want to propose a totally different take on this story. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know when I got you. You gotta go?
Nope.
Okay. So this is my take. All right. So it's the same setup. He's a DJ. He gets the job.
Oh my God, we're going back. Go ahead.
It's pretty inconvenient. He gets annoyed by the tenants. He then finds out by just kind of asking around that the previous super was executed after murdering one of the tenants. Then it's all the same. Like, he discovers the journal, but then he starts reading about how the previous super was actually pretty sure that the tenants weren't human. That they were part of some kind of subterranean, like, humanoid race.
Subterranean, yet they live in a high-story building. Okay.
You know what I mean, though. They got that vibe. And he starts, finding evidence. Like, he finds a dead rat that's been, like, gnawed on. And, like,
Yeah.
weird bones and stuff, like, scattered in the hallways. And so this is happening, and in the middle of the night, he's attacked. And he wakes up and he has cuts all over himself. He goes to the police. They say there's no signs of breaking and entering. You probably have a rat problem. You're probably attacked by rats. You should talk to a doctor about getting a rabies shot or something.
And we had a boneologist test the bones. It's rat bones.
Yeah. And he goes, it's not rats. I'm the super. I would know. There would be droppings. I would know if
I know rats.
Issue. And there kind of keeps being these issues where it seems like he's like being attacked. It's almost like there's a giant rat problem. Or is there a giant cat problem? But he gets into a place where he is starting to notice that these tenants are giant rats.
Like, God.
He's seeing like tails sticking out of their pants, shit like that, creepy little things like that, like under the brims of their hats, like little.
You love anthropomorphic shit, don't you?
Like little teeth. So that's going on, and no one will help him, and so how does he decide he has to? He tries to leave, but he can't get out of. he can't get out of the job, and part of the there's he has no other prospects. He has to stay. No, this doesn't make sense. They have to. We have to have some kind of reason why he can't just leave. Like, oh, maybe Bethany goes missing. His friend Beth comes visiting. She goes missing in the
Somewhere in the building.
He's convinced that they have her.
Yeah. That should have been happening the first time.
So he's reading the diary. He's collecting the evidence. He thinks he hears her screaming at night. So he decides he has to exterminate these rats. But so then he starts to slowly poison them. He's actually killing them. He's making like makeshift giant rat traps and catching them. And finally, he's killed a lot of the tenants, and the police are coming to talk to him. They're like, "You see, like, there's been a lot of murders in this building. This isn't that kind of neighborhood. Like, you're not exactly a suspect yet, but you're a person of interest." And he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen."
One day we're going to
anything."
get around to figuring this out and doing our job, but not today. So carry on.
So eventually he's killing them. The police keep going to the police and being like, "We're pretty sure our super's killing them," and we're like, "You got no hard evidence." So
You dame.
I don't know. Maybe we don't show that side of things. So anyway, no. One night he's trying to sleep and he just hears Bethany screaming. He's like, "That's it. I'm fucking gonna find her." He goes into the basement, and it's all of these rat people just gnawing on her. And he goes,
because in an earlier scene, we see him buy tar, and then he goes down to this basement and he rolls out tar on this big mat.
Yeah.
And he puts like a cardboard cover over it, like those terrible traps that catch him in the glue.
Yeah.
And he goes down there and he sees them all gathered around something, and he goes and sees that they're looking, and it's Bethany. She's caught in the trap.
Yeah.
She's covered in tar, stuck on this thing.
And so then he pulls out his wrench and he just starts smashing them and killing them, and Bethany is screaming. And then they're all dead, and Bethany is screaming, and he looks around, and they're all just regular people. And one of them is still alive, and goes, "Bethany, get help!" They were down there trying to help her. He accidentally fucking trapped her in this.
But he went crazy because of all the stuff I said earlier, right?
She explains, like, they were trying to help me. You put this down. And he goes, "What did I do? What did I do?" And then one of them looks up, the dying breath, and goes, "You're the soup. We're just rats to you."
He goes,
yeah. And he goes, "No!" And he swallows the wrench.
The end.
The end.
Okay, we'll mix a lot of that with mostly mine.
And maybe not the swallowing the wrench.
Oh, that's the only crazy part?
Wait, yeah, I really liked my version of it.
I liked it because it didn't turn out to be really rats.
No, yeah, it was because the job warped him, and he was dehumanizing the tenants. You know?
Yeah. It's great.
But they were more human than him. He was killing people. They were trying to help his friend.
Yeah. It's great.
I don't know what this episode's gonna sound like.
Well, that story was called The Superposition.
I like it. And the previous one was called No Mustache.
Yes.
All right. I should go.
All right, we should forget this happened.
Did I tell you something else for